Hey, it's Vans, and this is the Green Hour, and today we will not be talking about absinthe, but actually an absinthe substitute, Herbsaint. Now, Herbsaint gets its name from the French term for wormwood, or sacred herb, which is ironic considering it doesn't actually have any wormwood in it. It was first created in 1934 by J.M. Legendry. He was an American who fought in World War I in France, and that's where he learned how to make absinthe. He brought back the recipe to the United States, but being that there was a ban on absinthe, production, importation, consumption, everything, he had to alter the recipe and thereby didn't include wormwood in his wicker. So here we go. Let's take a quick little whiff. A strong anise bouquet and a little minty. Alright, so there's two different ways to make it. You can make it in the traditionally absinthe way or in its classic frappe style, and I'll be doing a little different version of the frappe, but I'll have links and instructions in the sidebar for the traditional and as well as my version of the frappe. So let's start off with the absinthe version. Alright, so we have our glass here. I'm going to pour in my shot. Now we can tell the color. It's a nice greenish, actually more of a yellow, oily color. And again, we're getting the very strong licorice smell. We take our spoon and our sugar cube and our jury-rigged water bottle for the drip. Now this brings me back to the old days during the ban, when basically this is pretty much all we had to drink in the United States without importing real absinthe into the United States. It was actually pretty cheap, about 20 bucks a bottle. Yes, and then during the ban I did order many a bottle from Europe. But those days are gone now. That's a nice little drip going. And that's what I like about these bottles, is that you can more or less control how slow you drip the water. You can see it loush already, and it's not as dramatic as some other absinthe. It's just a nice little milky, greenish. Looks like something you'd find in a cave or in a sewer. And in my opinion, it's not that far off. It's got the sugar cube totally melted. And that should do it for that. Mix up the sugar cube, what's left of it. And as I'm stirring it, it is starting to lash a little better. But still, I don't like the color. It's far too green. It just looks like, I don't know. Looks like a puddle somewhere in New Orleans. it sucks. Those were the days. And now for the frappe version. The recipe calls for it to be made in a glass and stirred, and I'm going to make it in a martini shaker. This is not me reinventing the wheel. I've seen many a bar, when they don't have the glasses or the spoons or whatever to make an absinthe when you order it, with a martini shaker, which I guess it's pretty much the same thing as far as the end result, but we just take away the ritual, and that's part of the fun of absinthe anyways. So this is just the cheater American version to make absinthe. You can do this with any absinthe, but like I said, the fun part is the ritual. So we have our martini shaker. Pour on our Herbsaint. The recipe calls for sugar, about half a teaspoon. We'll fill it up with ice. Pour about 3/4. I'll do it. Oh, with water. We don't need the top anymore. And fill about, again, equal parts water and absinthe, or Herbsaint actually. We shake it. We take our glass, and we strain it into our glass. And take what's the color? It's about the same. And the smell is the same thing. And it still sucks. I mean, this is all we had back in the day. Now we don't have to deal with this, and actually this is going to be my last time having Herbsaint. One last thing, I want to give a shout out to everyone at thebeersnobs.com. They really inspired me to do this show. This is my version of their show instead of focusing on different craft beers and etc. I'm doing absinthe, and I just want to say thanks to Richard and Shauna, because if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't have put the idea in my head to do the show. So thanks to you guys, and I'll have links for their site as well in the sidebar. For now, I'll just have to decide which one's worse.